Hello. What are you guys up to on a Monday? Wait a minute, can you even hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Maybe I need to start over. Let's see. Oh, okay. You can hear me. Okay, yeah, I was having a thought and just wanted to check in with you. How's your Monday going? Mine is, I don't even know. I can't even really express it. I feel kind of like overwhelmed. Um, I just wondered if you guys feel this way. You ever feel scared to be happy? You just ever feel like the moment that you sit back and relax is the moment everything goes haywire? Or is that just me? Nope, don't leave me out here alone. It's just, I just wonder that. I feel like a lot of anxiety lately, and I can't ever relax and be happy, even though I'll hear God's voice telling me that He has me. I just feel so overwhelmed right now, and I just wonder if you guys ever feel that feeling because you're so used to everything going bad, and every time something goes good, it doesn't last. I just always wondered, do other people have this experience? I don't know if you guys ever watch Good Times, how everything always happened. Every time they tried to get out the project, something happened. As a kid, I just got so frustrated watching that show. Like, this is insane. Every time something good happens, something bad happens. James gets a job paying $500 a week, but guess what? It's in Alaska. Oh, really? No matter what, they just couldn't get ahead. And it's like, I've really been feeling like that. It's like no matter what happens, there's always some obstacle, some supernatural obstacle that gets thrown in my way. And especially as it pertains to me trying to build my company, build up my body of work, my research. It's just like sometimes I feel like I can't even win. And then it's like being surrounded on all sides. Like literally, like I can't even figure out how to get out. And then sometimes there is a breakthrough, but then shortly after the breakthrough, I'm right back to the same situation. So I'll just give you an example to give you some background. Um, my job allows me to keep a vehicle, so I have a company vehicle because my car isn't working right now. And I can't afford to get it fixed. It's a foreign car. It's a BMW. So it's very, very expensive. And every time I get money, something happens, and I can't get my car fixed. So then on top of that, when it's cold, when there's these Arctic temperatures, now they're doing something where they'll take the vehicles when it's really cold. So that puts me in a real bad position. It's, for one, I already suffer like from like an adrenal fatigue. I can't stand being cold. Okay, now you're putting me in a situation where I have to like be out in the cold and take the bus, and it's very cold here in Chicago, and it's not like, you know, the bus stop is like right outside, and I live in the suburbs. So I mean, it just had me so freaked out today. It's like, oh my gosh. I mean, it seemed like I heard them say, I wasn't really paying attention. I just heard someone make an announcement about no vehicles, but I didn't hear what she said, and I wasn't about to ask. Like, you know, you ask, you make a person, even if they didn't say it, you make them think about it. Like, wait a minute. Yeah. So I didn't know what to do. And I was like, it just ruined my Monday. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I sure don't feel like doing a video. I was saying this earlier. I'm not going to feel. That's what I was saying to myself. I'm not going to feel like doing a video. I feel so down. I didn't know what to do, so I didn't really hear what they said. But I sure was about to ask. You ever been in that situation? You sure don't want to remind somebody of something that they didn't say. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? And my other alternative is to take Uber or Lyft, which I can't afford because my rent is due. And that's a whole other story. A couple of weeks ago, I had to use my rent money to go to work using Uber and Lyft. And so I was really late with that because obviously you guys know that's expensive, especially back and forth to work. And that's because we had that Arctic blast back in the beginning, the end of January. You guys remember that? I still have nightmares over that. So anyway, I'm still trying to recover from that. So anyway, I was just all freaked out all today. So I just went home. And I'm thinking, okay, they're probably going to call me any moment. But they didn't. Like, is this happening? So, I can't even tell you. So, I'm out all day in the field. No one said anything. Came back home. So, I'm home now. So, really, the day was good. But, like I said, because I'm so used to some type of backlash or retaliation, it's like I can't even calm down right now because I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna get me tomorrow. So I'll do another video, I'll do another video to give you more background on my journey and the reason why that it's very hard for me to sit back and relax, because I've had to fight a lot of battles, and a lot of times fight them with no other human being around, because I told you briefly about my story in some other videos that how I had to leave my whole circle, because I started to really see that none of them were for me. I used the word, it was like a psychological thriller. that best describes it. When you find out that the people are not who you think they are. I mean, that's a scary thing, and I have a feeling that a lot of you are in that same situation. So I just wanted to bring that to the forum, and I just wanted to talk about that. You ever just feel that way, like every time you try to do something, every time it looks like you're getting ahead? I mean, I don't mean for months. I don't mean like years you're getting ahead. I'm talking about just a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. It seems like you're getting ahead, and then all of a sudden something just comes and just turns your world upside down. It's just like it should not be this hard to build a work, and so I feel like this is why we're being led to come together to help each other build. And that reminds me, I wanted to pick up from where I left off with the story with that roommate. And one thing I noticed was what I wanted to bring up is the fact that she made a lot of noise. It was always so noisy in the house that I could never be in the house. It was just like the noise wasn't even like a human noise. It was just constant banging, constant like dropping. Like it didn't matter what room she was in. I knew what room she was in, and she'd always be whatever room I was in. She'd be in an adjacent room to me. It just didn't make any sense. And I remember one time. This is how eerie this is. I remember one time I was in my room, and let me give you a background. Every room I was in, she would go to an adjacent room. It didn't make any sense. if I were in this, we lived in a 3-level house. If I were in my room on the 3rd level, every time she came home, she would go straight. I mean, not watch TV, not go to the kitchen, not eat. She would come straight in the house and go right up to her room. And I like to take baths. So she would come straight to her room and then go to her bathroom, which is connected to my bathroom. And I'm wondering, what are you doing in the bathroom that I constantly hear banging? She would make so much noise that I would have to get out the bathtub. So I never even felt comfortable even taking baths when she was around, because anytime I would take a bath, she would come to her bathroom. Now, mind you, we had 3 bathrooms. And I remember one time, she's downstairs watching like one of the housewives of Atlanta, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe this is a good time for me to take a bath, because she's downstairs, watching TV. So I start taking a bath. Why did this girl come upstairs to use the bathroom when there's a bathroom right down there, right where the living room is? I'm thinking, this is just not normal. And another time, I just remember she was vacuuming. So this is how my life was. Okay, back then I was trying to build my work up, but at the same time I was trying to finish my doctorate degree in strategic leadership. And so being in this environment was so toxic. Like, I couldn't even be home. I used to have to stay at eventually towards the end, I had to stay at a hotel every weekend my last semester just to get my work done. So anyway, let me go back to this story, one story at a time. And she was vacuuming, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a good time. Let me just go into the bathroom, and relax or something. I used to stay away from her. Yeah, I have to give you guys background information. Eventually, I started to stay away from her because I could see something was not right. Anytime I was around her, she just gave me this horrible vibe. So I would stay in my room. Okay, so, and I didn't go into my bathroom a lot, because every time I was in there, I told you, she would go into her bathroom. It didn't make any sense. And if I were in my room, she would stay up in her room. But if I came out of my room to the kitchen, then she comes out of her room and goes to the kitchen. It didn't make any sense. And if she came home and I was in my office on the 1st level, now she comes in and she will go to the room over the office and start making a bunch of noise. So this is why either I was never in the house, or when I was in the house, I was in my room. So this particular time, she's vacuuming. She was like real anal. She's vacuuming. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go into the bathroom, since she's vacuuming. And, I have my door closed. She can't see me. Why is it? I promise you, I heard her drop the vacuum cleaner. I could hear it. She dropped the vacuum cleaner and ran in her room and ran in the bathroom. I'm like, what in the? I'm like, who is talking to you? I mean, you're my one and only. So we're here. Sometimes I have to remember that I'm so used to talking to people who are on the other side, that I have to keep explaining myself. I don't have to do that with you. You know exactly what I'm saying. I'm like, this is not of flesh and blood. So you cannot possibly see me going to the bathroom. You cannot possibly hear me going to the bathroom because you had the vacuum cleaner on. So why all of a sudden, when I start walking towards the bathroom, I literally hear her drop it down, like turned off, drop it down, and she runs in the bathroom real quick, like she got some sixth sense or something. I'm like, this is so demonic. This is so demonic, and this would just happen like all the time. It didn't make any sense. Like eventually I would notice, like sometimes when I would come home, I would only come home when she was asleep. She had to be up at 5 in the morning. I would come home at like midnight, 1. Sometimes she'd still be up. And she's not even a night person. And I remember this a couple of times I would come in, I'd make sure all the lights were off, and I would come in, and she would still be in the living room. And I was noticing what she was doing. She had started closing the curtains. I'm like, why are you supposed to be sitting in the living room in the dark with the curtains closed? Now, the curtains were never closed. They had no reason to be closed. If you knew where we lived, you couldn't see through the windows. If you were walking by, you couldn't see in there. No one lived across from us. It was a big pond. So there was no reason to have the curtains closed. No, you would not be able to see into the house. So why are you sitting in the dark with the curtains closed? But see, if we go deeper into this, I could not tell that someone was in the living room from the outside, so that's why I would come in, because the curtains were closed. So I'm like, what? Okay, something's not right with this. Something's not right with shit, which I already knew, which was why I stayed out. But it just started to be revealed to me that there's more going on here. You ever walk into a room and a person's not looking at you, but it's like they are looking at you? You ever have that vibe? It's like their back is turned to you, but there's something so chilling about the way they're not looking at you, but it's like they're really looking at you. It was like one of them movies, like a movie like that. So I'm painting a picture for you. So I'm going somewhere with this, but my mind's kind of scattered, because I told you I'm trying to tie it all together. And you guys comment below. Like I lead you. I'm going through some things right now, so I'm just trying to get it all out of my head. So anyway, it's like trying to create an environment where I never had any peace or quiet. And I'm just wondering how many of you are in this same place. So it goes back to what I was saying. Like, it's like I could never find that place of rest, that place of healing. People who would try to make a home environment healing instead of tormenting, instead of it being an environment to bring freedom and healing. It was an environment to torment and cage me, and to keep me enslaved in some type of way, whether it be a health issue, because I started to have like really bad health issues living there, pre-diabetic, pre-hypertension, lump in my breast, because I never had any rest. She made so much noise, it wasn't even normal. It wasn't even like a human sound. It wasn't a natural rhythm. You know how a natural rhythm sounds. So someone's vacuuming, someone's cutting the grass. So sounds have a natural rhythm to her rhythm to the noise she was making. It made no sense. It only sounds like that's the sound that a person is making when they're just trying to make noise. I mean, it would go on for hours, like banging, like somebody was throwing stuff, and I would ask her to be quiet. She'd be like, okay, and then she'd keep doing it. So anyway, my point is that pay attention to that noise, the noise that's in your life, and the people who are making all of this noise. Even the noise it just seems like it's like we're around a lot of noise, period. Just period. Just noise in the spirit, noise in the physical. And it's like we just need some quiet. Like we just need some peace and quiet. We are peaceful and quiet people, yet it's very hard for us to find peace and quiet. And it goes back to what I was saying, like all of this like chaos. And I was just wondering, that you guys have this constant chaos. I mean, constant chaos. It's like constant problems, constant financial attacks, constant health attacks. It's like constant attacks on my vehicle. It's like I just really wonder, is this common for the one and only? Do we have some unique set of uh, obstacles that stand in our way? Because it is definitely not normal. It's just not normal at all. And this is another thing I wanted to bring up is man, I forgot my thought. Okay, let me retrace that. Uh, oh my gosh, it was such a good thought. Did you hate that? You have a brain freeze? Okay.